You're welcome back. Welcome to our second big story for this hour. Now, there's a growing political chatter in Kogi State over what some critics describe as lopsided appointments by Governor Usman Ododo. The concern? Many key positions appear to be going to individuals from Okene Local Government area, raising questions about inclusion and representation in the state's leadership. To keep us abreast on this conversation, we're joined by Isaiah Davies-Ijele. He's the Press Secretary, SDP, Kogi State, Nigeria. Well, Mr. Isaiah, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'd like to start with, the core of the matter. What exactly are the concerns that the SDP has regarding Governor Ododo's recent appointments?
Thank you very much for having me again this morning. It is disheartening, and I don't think we are practicing what we call democracy in Nigeria, especially Kogi State. My dear, it's as if we are being governed by people who don't understand the rule of law, who don't understand the dividend of democracy and the reason they are elected into office. Now, let me tell you something. Kogi State is now as if though we are in Okene Local Government. I guess they have to change that name to Okene Local Government. And I have my reason for it. Very simple. Governor, Okene. Chief of Staff, Okene. Accountant General, Okene. Chairman Internal Revenue, Okene. Super Chairman, Okene. Commissioner for Justice, Okene. Commissioner for Rural and Power, Okene. Commissioner of Health, Okene. Head of Service, Okene. Pension Board, Okene. DG Government House, Okene. DG Land Commission, Okene. And 3 commissioners from Okene Local Government alone. Kogi East, which is 9 local government, the biggest and the majority, about 60% of the population of Kogi State, are only be given a portfolio, a commissioner portfolio that I don't know what they are doing with those offices, just 3. Meanwhile, 1 local government have produced almost every, the best position and best decision makers in the government. So what are we talking about? Is that democracy?
Right.
Are we now ruled by 1 local government?
Mr. Isaiah, what you are accusing the governor of is favoritism, and at this point, nepotism, but most importantly, favoritism, saying that he favors individuals from Okene Local Government. And one has to ask about whether or not you have the evidence and data to support this claim. But more importantly, what this allegation points to is alleged imbalance, and it might affect the unity and governance of Kogi State. Are you saying that the state governor doesn't prefer attention to all 3 senatorial districts?
Not at all. I'm not alleging. Allegation is an imagination of things that are not real. I am giving you name figures. I'm giving you data. You can verify it yourself as a journalist. Put the Commissioner of Information online if you can deny this. I'm telling you, mentioning the name categorically, that all these commissioners and all these positions are given to the people from Okene Local Government. This is not an allegation. That is fact. Fact. Now, just 3 days ago, about 9 or 10 projects were approved by the governor. Guess what? All in Okene, few in other local government in the central. No single project was approved for Kogi East. What are we talking about? What are we? What is that? That is not an allegation. And let me shock you with something again. Now, some chief, the governor has approved the enthronement of some chiefs in Ajokuta who are previously called Olu Ajokuta, now know his of Ajokuta. You see, these are ethnic bigotry. These are ethnic mixture. Then when we are talking about agenda, what we call a personal agenda, he will give it to Ododo. Ododo is playing the script of Governor Yabelo as the former governor of Kogi State. Otherwise, I don't see any reason why you are governing the state called Kogi State with 3 senatorial districts and only central, not just the central. Okene are all where your appointment, the juicy position are coming from. In other words, in the caucus of the decision makers of Kogi State, you will not see any other region from in that meeting. When we are talking about security meetings in Kogi State, how many people are from other local government? How many people are from my own districts? And look at this again. Look at one of the biggest mistakes of this government in Kogi State.
Mr. Davies-Ijele, you are the press secretary for the SDP. So I have to ask you, as a press secretary, have you reached out to the governor on behalf of your team, or have you reached out to any member of his administration to raise his concerns directly? And what has been their response, if you have?
I have been raising this all the time. I have been raising this. We have been saying it. We'll be shouting, protesting it. They don't care. You don't understand? They don't care. We are being governed by autocracy. We are being governed by kakistocracy in autocracy. So if absolutely there is nothing you can do, is absolutely power corrupt, absolutely. That is what they are practicing. Now, imagine a state that you were involved in a case in Bagana, and you were sued alongside with a party, Otutubatu, and you won the case. Now you are going behind to allocate the same land to another person in the name of peace. Peace and justice are intertwined. So you cannot choose the line of peace and marginalize another people in the guise of peace. There will never be peace, and there can never be, because there was no justice to the owners of the land. You are deviating from the traditions of we, the Igala, to satisfy your stooges, which is unacceptable. I think some of our representatives from Kogi should speak up. Somebody like Chocho, I don't know what you are doing, because I can't even talk about that as my representative. But I think we have people of integrity, people like Halims and Honorable David Zechariah in the House of Reps to stand up and speak up. I was so shocked to see some of the good work that Honorable David have been doing in either constituency. Some of the empowerment, the foundation, and so many and so on that this young man have been doing. These are the people that should start speaking up for us, because these are the leaders we have that are representing us very well. But look, let me put this to you. Ododo is playing the script of Governor Yahya Bello. As simple as everything. Kept saying it. Listen to this. Let me tell you this. Before the election, I said it, that if Ododo is allowed, that is another third term of Governor Yahya Bello by proxy. It is crystal clear, and that is what is plain now. You don't even know who is in charge of the state. Ododo that I spoke to me, that said, look, man, I'm going to govern this state, and by the time I am...
Mr. Davies, now we're going to put a pin on this discussion, because we quickly have to go for a short break. If you're just watching, you're watching our big story, our second big story for the hour here inside of Breakfast Extra. Our guest today is the press secretary of the SDP in Kogi State, and he's alleging that Governor Usman Ododo of Kogi State is playing favoritism in the favor of indigents of Okene Local Government area, just disregarding integration as regards the 3 senatorial districts of the state. Let's go on that break. When we return, we're going to ask whether this could be a political misstep or maybe a deliberate strategy of the administration. After the break, stay with us. And you welcome back. You're watching Breakfast Extra here on News Central Television. Our focus is on Kogi State, and this time is allegations of favoritism on the governor of the state, Governor Usman Ododo, as the press secretary and members of the SDP have said that the governor placed favoritism to individuals of Okene Local Government area, giving all recent appointments to that state and major appointments as well to that local government area of the state, ignoring other areas and senatorial districts. Now joining us is Mr. Isaiah Davies-Ijele. He's a press secretary of the SDP Kogi State. Now, you were saying that earlier before the break, you called, the positions that he has given to Okene, and saying that he seems to be, a puppet. I hate to use that term, but he seems to be in alliance to the former governor of the state. And so I have to ask you, these are all very heavy allegations. Do you not see that this could be a political misstep, or an oversight on his part, or it could just be a deliberate strategy of the administration? To be fair to the administration, it could see these individuals as persons who might align with the agenda of the administration. Do you not think?
that is not the case. Listen to this. There are what we call premeditation event, and there are what we call an emergency event. We are talking about issues that I have raised even on this your channel prior to election in 2023 and after the election. And one by one, we see them coming to pass. That is the projection. It's like a prophecy that I have given before time. That look, this and this are what is going to happen if this guy is allowed. Looking at the trajectory of the events in the state, and each of these predictions are coming to pass. Meaning, it is not a miscalculation. Listen to this. On the day of the swearing-in of Ododo, the Ata-Igala, the first-class chief of Kogi State, that is the chairman of traditional rulers in Kogi State, was on the seat, was bypassed to call the man from Okene without recognizing the chairman and the president sitting down. It was later, after the whole event, that he realized, according to him, that he forgot and he apologized, forgot the Ata-Igala sitting on the seat, the chairman, calling the deputy chairman. That is an insult. We predicted this and it came to pass. You can call it a miscalculation or a misstep. It's a deliberate attempt to subjugate, conquer, and marginalize us from Kogi East. Simple as ABCD. It's an attempt to conquer, marginalize, and subjugate the Igalas and other regions, the Okuns. The Okuns, some of the Okuns are aware, and some are not aware of what is going on. Because you cannot, all these positions I've called are from Okene. Tell me which other position that are decision maker in the government. No single one. You can call it a miscalculation and a misstep. That is a deliberate attempt to subjugate other regions, subjugate other ethnicity, subjugate other people in the state. And let me shock you this. Be prior to the election, when we are campaigning, how many places, what is the Ododo manifesto? No single manifesto. The only person you see campaigning before the election is Governor Abelo. Then, former Governor Abelo was the one campaigning. And we said that, look here, from what is going on, if you don't have a vision and a mission to govern the state, you will be working for the man that is leaving you behind. You see, the is...
Mr. Davies.
Yes.
Yes, I have to just butt in here for a second, because you said that you talked about campaigning and, you know, the opposition parties, but also you did mention the other tribes and the other ethnicities in the state and how they have been marginalized. According to your word there, just to paraphrase you, they have been marginalized and excluded from governance, you know. And so what about the other opposition parties? Do they feel the same as well? Because they are the voice of dissent, or the embodiment of dissent of the people of Kogi State. Have they also come together with you or form a coalition that can present these concerns to the governor?
No opposition in Kogi State other than the SDP. The leaders of the opposition in Kogi State is the person of Alhaji Murtala Yakubu Ajaka, the authentic man who the people gave them their vote, if not for technicalities of the INEC and the judiciary. This is a crystal clear event that you and I know what transpired in Kogi State. Now, where is the opposition? Are you talking about PDP in the state? Who is the leader of the PDP in Kogi State? Are you talking about the new formation of the ADC who have not gotten their ground? We are the one who should pilot that plane in the state. But today the formation is ongoing. We have not ruled it out. Like I said on this channel before, the opposition are coming together to form a coalition. And that has not been done. Those are individual movements. There is yet to be a full alignment of the parties, which is either APC, PDP, some. In fact, in this coalition of the ADC, there are other some notable APC that are also involved in that coalition. So we are yet to have the formation of the party. But as it is right now, the only party leading in the front of the opposition in Kogi State is SDP, and that is it. Who is talking? Have you seen any opposition in Kogi State other than we, the SDP? There is no one, and that is the fact. So we are saying it is this is. You see, I don't subscribe to a practical event to be called an allegation. When I come to speak on air, I have my fact and figure. And I call it, as it is, and I mention name, I have mentioned position, mentioned the local government, go and do your verification. This is not an issue of alleging the governor is doing the allegation. No, we are telling you what the man is doing, and he's doing every day. You will be shocked this week, even after this interview. And you'll be shocked that tomorrow again they are giving another appointment. All you see given to other people from another region, SSA on nothing. SSA that does not have office. So a portfolio without employment without title without entitlement. So a portfolio with that is what is given to other regions. Yeah. And it's evident in his appointment.
Let me ask you, besides appointments, very quickly, just let me ask you, besides appointments, right? Let's look at the elections and the elected offices, right? So besides the governor, there is the local government chairmen and the local councilorships as well. Are there any positions that the SDP hold in to balance the equation in terms of power, checks and balances in the state?
And get it on the day of the election of the local government and council election, where is the big ballot paper? You don't see ballot, you only hear result. One of the leader of the SDP from Olamabro, Barrister Malik Babanawa, is the chairman for SDP in Olamabro local government. He didn't even see a ballot paper in his own polling unit. There was no ballot paper. He went to the as a candidate, as a chairman to be according to the wave that was moving there. There was no ballot. Are you talking about the my local government, my own local government? Are you talking so? It's all parade. I said it immediately, even on that very day. I granted an interview right on this space, and I told you that look, we said it, we predicted it, we prophesied it. That look, there will be election in Kogi State. That no local government election will take place. All you see is announcement of the result, and that was what took place. That only the chairman, the councillors, everything was announced at all. Even at the national level, it is not possible. But you see, some of these things that some of these governors are doing in Nigeria are the reason that there is poverty, abject poverty on the street, because they want to take control of the central and also at the local level without dividend of the democracy, getting to the grassroots. The bridge between the central and the right. State and the local government and the councillors, trust me, councillors in Kogi State, allegedly, that even some of the chairmen signed their resignation list later before they were given the position. You know why? If you want to deviate, they will just present your resignation.
Mr. Davis, you are making very heavy allegations, and I must say it here. Now, just bear with me for a second, please. We cannot confirm these allegations, right? I have to put this out here, that these are, statements made by yourself and your party, and we cannot confirm them at this time. News Central cannot. Let's just leave this here. But before we go, at the very core of this issue is favoritism and the matter of inclusion when it comes to governance and, shared dividends of democracy. And so I have to ask you, what's your party doing and what can be done in the way forward? Do you see the body language of the governor and his administration sort of, lean towards your plight and your call to open the doors for more inclusion in his panel or in his cabinet?
It's to you. The reason they are doing all they are doing without even considering, without even, they don't even put in context or in consideration of our noise and our, let's call it noise, whatever I call it, our cry or whatever you call it, is very simple. They are very sure that they can manipulate the system, just as they did in 2023. See, if we don't correct, if we don't put INEC in the right path in this country, trust me, the governors will do and get away with it. If Ododo don't know or is aware consciously and subconsciously that look here, if I don't do this, I can't win my position back. And I can't win this election, they will be compelled to do the right thing. But because our elected officials know that there is no consequence for their saying, there's no consequence for their do and undo, They continue to rule us with autocracy. They continue to rule us with iron hand. They continue to rule us with a personal vendetta without considering the consequence of their sin, the consequences of their action. If Ododo knows that in 2027 he cannot get back even his ticket, let alone winning election because of his action, now I tell you, tomorrow there will be a change. But there can never be a change because they don't care. Because they think they have the INEC in their pocket. They have the judiciary in their arms. They have everything. They have all the government apparatus to do and undo. Otherwise, how will somebody give such an appointment without considering other districts? Tell me. This is not an allegation. You see, there's a difference when I say allegedly. I don't have the facts. But I am saying it with facts of what is confirmable. That these are the people occupying this position, and you cannot change it. And they are doing it last week alone. I told you about 9 or 10 construction of this on that central Okene aspect. And you can't allegation. That is a statement of fact.
So we're pretty much out of time. I want to say thank you for taking out the time to join us this Sunday morning. This is Mr. Isaiah Davies-Ijele. He's the press secretary of the SDP in Kogi State, as the party has now levied allegations against the governor of the state, Governor Usman Ododo, of favoritism, saying that the recent appointments have now all tilted to Okene Local Government, which is where the governor hails from, as well as the former governor of the state. Mr. Davies-Ijele, once again, thank you so much for joining us.